Hi everyone, you all are most welcome in my YouTube channel. So today we are just going to start with the shell scripting part. So parallelly I am also taking the Linux tutorials. So whatever information I provided there is sufficient to start working with the shell scripting. So today we will learn like how we can write our script in the Linux. So this will be very basic video. In this video I will make you familiar with the shell scripting. So the first question arises in your mind, like what is a shell? So simply if I would like to answer this question, then shell is something like which help user to interact with your operating system or your hardware. What I mean by this, I am a user, right? And I am using the Linux. So I am just providing the command, or I am just telling the shell. So this is my shell, which the black screen, this is known as my shell. So I am just writing any command here, and this command will interact with my Linux operating system and giving me the output. So this shell is act as a intermediate between user and the operating system. Okay, so shell is the responsible for communicating with the operating system, or shell help us to communicate with our operating system or hardware, right? And what is scripting? So scripting is the set of commands, or I can say that series of command. So if you want to do any task, then you just simply give the command. But there is any requirement, for example, you want to configure a web server. So you can configure it manually by writing one command, then another. Or instead of that, what you can do, you can write all the set of commands in one file and execute that file and let your web server configure in single go. So what it will do, you just write only script one time, and if in future you want to configure any web server in you want to configure web server in any system, then you simply uh, execute your script there. Then it will reduce lots of efforts and saves your time. So scripting is we can say that scripting is a series of commands. Okay, so what is shell scripting? So as I recently tell you what is shell. So on the top of shell we just used to write the script. So this is known as shell scripting, like we are using the shell, and on the top of shell we are just writing the script. So that's why it is known as shell scripting. Okay, so shell is also act as a interpreter, you hear the term like compiler, like in other programming language, like in Java you need JVM, Java Virtual Machine, or Java compiler to execute the Java code. So like in shell scripting you need interpreter to execute your commands or to execute your script, right? So shell act as an interpreter in Linux. So we have lots of shell in Linux world, but the default shell which our system uses bash. I'm just talking about with respect to Red Hat Linux, the default shell is bash shell. So if we want to check which is our default shell, then we have a command like echo dollar shell. So here you can see like bash. So this is the name of our shell. So we are just going to use this shell, and we write every script and run every script using the bash shell. Okay, so there is one more command, or I can say this shell is a environment variable. So what are other environment variables? I will explain you in future videos. Today I'm just giving you an high level idea so that you will be get familiar with the shell scripting. So if you write $0, then this is also another way you can check your default shell. So it is showing you bash. But if you want to know, as I already told you that we have lots of shells, and you want to know like what are the shells which your system supports, then for that you can go to etc. Under etc we have file shells. So these are the shells like sh, bash. So we are just going to use this bash shell, tcsh, csh. So these are different shell, like sh means bound shell, tch means t shell. So if you want me, then I will make a separate video on the shells, like I will cover different shells in that video, but this knowledge is sufficient for today, like to start working with the shell scripting. So this was the some high level idea about shells and what shell scripting is. Now I am just going to show you like how you can create your own script. So we are just going to write our first script. So if you want to write any script, you have to open the file. Like in Linux you can as in my Linux tutorials I just recently covered the vi editor. So here I am going to use vi editor, and here you have to give the name of your file. So I am just giving first my script this way. Now after that you have to give the extension .sh, like in Python you give the extension .py or pw. Same way here the extension you use is .sh. See, this giving this extension is not compulsory. This is an optional thing, but by seeing this extension you can easily come to know that this is a script. Okay, so I'm just entering, type enter. So now I have to press I to go to insert mode. So if you don't know about vi editor, I will suggest you to go to my Linux tutorial. There I explain you vi editor in very briefly. So here I just want to write n command. So what my task is, I just want to print something on my screen, right? So in shell scripting, if you want to print, then we have a keyword echo, and whatever you want to print you have to write inside double quotes. For example, hello shell scripting, right? And I am saving this, right, and quit. Okay, now this is the way how I can create my script. I will also add some advanced part in like what is shebang, something like that, but not in this video. In the next video I will show you that part, but this is the very simple way how you can create your script. Now I just want to execute my script or run my script. So how I can do that? As I told you that bash is our default shell. So here what I am going to do, like bin bash, I am mentioning here my shell name and then name of my script. So here in this way you can run your script or execute your script, and you can see like I just want to print this thing on my screen. So this is the way how we can write the script and execute our script. So don't worry guys, this was the just a basic demo, like how you can write the script. In the future classes I will show you lots of program, like how you can create your large script. Okay, so don't worry, I will make you comfortable with the shell scripting. So this was the thing. So let me check if there is any question left. So how do you check available shell? As I told you that etc, you have to go to etc shells. And how to switch the shell? Like if you want to switch, like I told you that bash is our default shell, but if you don't want to use bash shell, you want to use bourne shell. Like as I show you, cat etc shells. Here you can see we have different shell. So sh means bourne shell. If you want to use this shell, then simply you have to type here sh and then name of your file or script, where your script is. So my script is, what was the name, my. So here is the way, like now this time this script is using another shell, that shell is bourne shell. See, the working of all the shell is similar, but there is difference in the features. Maybe some shell provide some less feature, some shell provide more features. So according to the requirement we use different shell. So by default the shell provided here is bash, and we are just going to continue with the bash shell. So I hope guys I cleared the concept of shell scripting to you very well. So that's all for this video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.